Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Charlie. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, whatever it is. Hey, nice to have you. I am so excited about the thing that just played. But before I start rambling, because I am prone to ramble, I am not alone here today. We have a cat, Leo! Yay!
Hi.
And some other... This is all my fault. I just have to say I have taken all the enthusiasm out of the world because I needed it. Dang it. Oh man, I am so excited to not only be here today on the stream, but for the upcoming anthology. I don't know why I am so thrilled, but I am. I needed something to focus on. Having that has really helped. Seeing all of the people so excited about it, watching people get involved. Oh, it's going to be a powerful and a moving thing in its entirety. If you are interested, please let me know. I will DM you a link to our Discord group because it's going to be a thing, and I want everyone to be a part of it. And if you don't feel like actually making a thing, get ready for all of the amazing videos and stories that are going to be coming out, because I've already been told by a couple people what they're working on, and I have a feeling we needed to just change the theme to laughter and tears. But there's going to be some amazing stories in this, and I can't wait for it. But yeah, that's me. How are you doing today, Miss Cat?
I'm okay. My arm kind of hurts. I got a tetanus shot because I was overdue for a shot. Good news, I'm healthy.
Yeah, I live in fear of that. Finding out, like, mysteries and I do not get along. Before I prattle, I'm just going to say some quick hellos to Bonnie. How are you? Yes, we are going to be doing the sprints because I don't know which thing I'm editing. Because I really don't. Because if I could find a way to like cut myself in half and edit both at the same time, I would be. Because I really want to be editing both. But I'm close to finishing the first 12 chapters of the epic fantasy, so I'm probably going to focus on that. But we shall see. We shall see, but there shall be sprints to the point where if I'm not, I might actually do a timer. I don't know.
Talk timers can be very helpful.
I have all the excitement. Like, all I want to do is just sit here and turn into an infomercial. Like, have you seen like the thing that we're doing? Have you seen? Are you ready for the Pride and Prejudice anthology? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Like, the fact that like my DMs blew up on Instagram because so many people were excited when they saw, like, I tried to find every hashtag that was something LGBTQ plus either author or writer. Like, I just went through like mining for hashtags because I wanted everybody to know. And like, the number of people that have come back have been like, I have never been hashtagged on a thing before. Sign me up. And I'm just like, yes. Like, yeah, I tried to find everybody, but oddly enough, not everybody has hashtagged themselves. So that might be another thing that we want to do for Pride Month. Just start adding on there whatever you are, because, you know, I was surprised that I didn't see a lot of Bi Pride stuff, because I know it's out there. I've seen it, and the Bi flag is beautiful, and I absolutely love it. But I didn't see a lot of Bi Pride stuff, and honestly, that surprised me because I know so many Bi and Pan writers. Like, that's not an uncommon thing. So maybe that will be a second thing we do for Pride. Hello, Key. How are you doing today? I hope all is well. Hello, Diana and the cute Alexander. Finishing writing your book, so you're doing the final read for the critique partner before she publishes. That is exciting. That is so exciting. That always good moments. Key will be beta reading today, not up to much more because the chemo is totally kicking your butt this time around. Well, hopefully that's because it's working. Let's hope that's what. Let's just hope that's what that means, because if anybody needs a spate of good luck and good health, it's you. Hello, CB. How are you doing today? Long time no see. I don't think I saw you since Carrie's stream this morning. I hope all is well with you. And I hope the beans and sausages taste good, because I'm still thinking about them. I'm still thinking about them with the garlic chili sauce on top, like and the cheesy mac, like I'm thinking about this. I can't get it out of my head. I hope it was good. Rosalind, I know the feeling, but it's pain that is worth the gain. But I know the feeling. Hopefully you don't get the super sore arm. That like the other ones, I'm like used to being low energy because depression.
I was so surprised that my arm actually didn't hurt nearly as much as I thought it was going to do from either dose. Like, I thought it was going to hurt more because, like, my arm feels like kind of dead, in all honesty, for most vaccines. And I didn't, like, it hurt for like a day and a half, maybe. Or if you, like, touched it. Course, like I leaned on the wall. I was like, "Oh no, I forgot about that," because it wasn't hurting unless like something touched it.
Yeah, where they jabbed me was really high up on the sleeve, so it's like right where the actual seam is. So every time I moved my arm, it felt like I got stung by a bee. Which is why, if you remember, I acted like I had the arm in the cast, because I literally just kind of put one hand over my chest and was like, "You're not moving for a while," because that was not my friend. But good to know that you got your second jab, and hopefully everything will be better, because oh Lord, we need things to be better. Yeah, hopefully everything will be good soon. Hello, Chloe. How are you doing? How is everything? I hope all is well, and the chaos in your life has kind of steadied a bit. Because again, I don't know why all of us are having the chaotic storms hitting us right now. Maybe it's spring. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the final screaming hands of the zombie that was 2020, like refusing to let us go, and we're slowly. Like, you know that 2020 just isn't done with us yet when Zack Snyder releases a zombie movie. Like, you know that, like, something's weird with the universe, because, like, really? Another zombie movie, huh? Okay. You're not late. Like I always say, all the people that come here are wizards. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
I'm sorry, but my brain immediately mentioned The Princess Diaries 2. A queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early.
I love the Princess Diaries movies way too much.
Technically, they should be considered Marvel movies because Stan Lee has cameos.
Yep. I love those movies way too much. I have a thing about Julie Andrews. Like, I think I've seen every movie she's been in 1,000 times. And I love those movies a little bit too much. I love them so much, I read the books, which were really not meant for my age reading. Like, they were fine, but I could tell, like, I am not the target demo for these books. You have yours next Thursday. Well, that's exciting, though. Any jab's a good jab. Speaking of seams, you forgot the great bit. Oh no!
I have questions, starting with how do I watch?
Yes, exactly. Because yes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yes. Don't worry, Charlie. Doc says they caught it early. That is awesome.
Yay!
They're even more positive than they were last time. So you'll be fine. They verified it's the same cancer, and they're tailoring the treatment more. Well, that's really, really good. That is really good. I get really weird around cancer because my brother has a rare genetic disease that I don't think there's a chance that I could have because we have different mothers, and you basically have to have a copy of the gene from each of your parents, and so we have different mothers. But it's only triggered if your buddy goes through a trauma, and so he lost the tip of his finger. He's a mechanic, and the crane holding the engine part up cut off the tip of his finger, which caused his body to freak out, which then caused him over the next year to develop 8 different kinds of cancer, including leukemia.
Damn. My the reason this is in my brain right now is because my doctor asks me these medical questions every time I go there, just to make sure nothing has changed, nothing has been discovered in my family. My sister actually has a rare form of a genetic leukemia that we know I won't get it because my mom doesn't have the gene for it, which means she received it from her dad's side. Because it's a genetic leukemia. You have to pass the gene on to get this leukemia. And so my sister has it, and then I believe my niece, one of my nieces, one of the 4, she ended up getting the gene. But there's it's a very rare that it actually becomes like active. It just so happened that my sister's became active.
Yeah, he ended up with 2 forms of stomach cancer, 1 form of bladder cancer. He had a form of cancer that basically destroyed the skin on the outside of his stomach.
Ooh.
Like literally, like he had to have a patch of skin grafted onto his stomach to deal with that. It was terrible. They ended up having to basically kill off his bone marrow and do a complete stem cell transplant on him. So he just had to go back in and get the shots that you would have had when you were like 2, because they had to basically wipe out his immune system entirely.
Damn.
And yeah, he just went in and got basically all of the vaccines you would have gotten at the age of 2. And he's doing remarkably well. Like I would have like disintegrated into pieces, but anyway, a lot of that's very fresh in my mind because of him, because that was just a year of hell. Like, because it was just one thing after another, after another, after another. 2021 turned into 202 and said, turned to 2020 and said, hold my beer. Yeah, it's starting to feel that way in way too many ways. Yay, the cat is healthy again. The most expensive cat is healthy again. That is awesome. So you're allowing that to be your anchor through the rest of the mess. Hey, take whatever you can grab onto. Like, yes, I support this wholeheartedly. Hello, Nia. How are you doing? I hope you are well. You don't know, but you have it recorded, so you watch it tomorrow. Definitely gonna have to check that out, because if that's on BritBox, I might break my no giving the BBC money rule, because that sounds really interesting. But because it's not really a BBC thing, it's just they are one of the easiest ways in the US to get access to shows from BBC, ITV, and Channel 4. They kind of wrap it all together in a streaming service. But then the BBC did a transphobia, and I was mad at them and canceled my subscription. Speaking of which, I know they're never going to hear this, but dear Twitter, when I said I didn't want to see Robert Galbraith's tweets anymore, I meant that. That doesn't mean that you can show me when she tweets about things I'm interested in. Please stop. I'm done with her. I'm just done. All righty. Doing well, super busy today. Oh, and so happy with the journals. That's awesome. Your journals arrived. That's really, really cool. My husband bought a spiralizer. It arrived today. I don't know what he's going to spiralize, but I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of veggie noodles in my future. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because it is on BritBox, you think? Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, he's been taking some of the master classes, the culinary master classes, and his take, I don't know which ones. All I know is his takeaway was, I need a spiralizer. So I have a feeling a lot of veggie noodles are in my future, which if done well, I don't have a problem with. I don't, but I have had both good and bad veggie noodles in my life. So
as long as they're done correctly.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be a trial and error process of I'm never eating these again.
That's
Make it a new way, please.
That's the fear, because I don't know what he saw that made him suddenly decide he had to have one, which means there's now a recipe he's obsessed with. So I'm going to have a lot of that recipe until he perfects it. But he won't tell me what the recipe is. So I have no idea what I'm in store for. Like, I love it when he goes off on these, I am going to figure out how to make the best version of X I can make, because, well, he's really good at figuring out how to do that. And I wholeheartedly support this. But the journey to get there.
Yeah.
There's some weird mistakes that happen along the way. And yeah. Fried spiral veggies can be yummy. He doesn't like to do fried food. So I don't think it's going to be fried. I mean, it might be. He may be getting back into a fried food phase.
Air fryer?
Oh, if he saw something about how to do fried curly fries, oh, I can see that. I can definitely see that. You have faith in his veggie noodles will be good. Yeah. Yes, I do. I expect he's a good cook. He's really good at what he does. So I have faith. It's just, I know that he's obsessing about a particular dish. And let me just put it to you this way. He got it into his head. Don't ask. We were doing a Morocco. I can't even remember what country we were doing. Anyway, he decided he had to find the perfect baba ganoush. I love baba ganoush. I have a lot of friends that are lesbians, so I'm required to say that I love baba ganoush. But there's only so many variations that you can eat in a week before it all tastes like dead eggplant. Like, there's just so much. There's only so much you can do. Like, which did you like better, A or B? They're eggplant. They're all eggplant. I taste nothing but eggplant.
It's just eggplant to me.
There's just only so far you can go. Alrighty, I have brought up our princesses because I'm still in the mood for princesses, mainly because I've been looking at clothes. And
I didn't start a thing, did I?
No, I've been doing this for a while, but like the hardest part is like I don't trust what anything's gonna look like on me because I have like super, super broad shoulders. And yeah. So I've been looking at a lot of stuff lately, and every time I do, because I am me, I just hear John Leguizamo in the back of my head, just like P to the R to the N to the sass. Like, can I just say a princess is so much younger than queens? Like, I just hear John Leguizamo in the back of my head, and it makes me laugh. So enjoy, enjoy. It is so good. He is very, very good at what he does. And yeah, I'm really curious because he's keeping secret from me what the summer menu is going to be.
Oh.
Which means he thinks it's something I either will not approve of, or meaning he secretly bought a smoker and hasn't told me yet. Because
I feel like you would know about a smoker.
No, not if he kept it at the restaurant because I don't go in. Like if he bought a smoker and it's kept out in the back of the restaurant, I would not. I can see how he could hide that, but and that's only because I don't really trust him and one of our chefs around fire. Like I don't think it's safe for them to have access to open flames. Like I get nervous about them with a stove, much less something where they're literally setting things on fire. Like, like they really become like 10-year-old kids again. Like I've watched them barbecue together. It was nerve-wracking. I thought we were all gonna die. There were so many flames. So many flames. Yeah, it is usually Lebanese. It may have been. Yeah, they did do. I think it was a Lebanese week. Maybe that's what it was. But it was very good. I mean, the end result was great. I just, like I said, there's only so many variations, and he of course has to try all of them because. And then after you try all of them, well, what if we kind of mix these two together? You know, it's a process. That's why his food's so good. Anyhow, let's go ahead and do a sprint. I'm going to probably flip a coin to figure out which project I'm working on. I see people picking their poisons in the chat. I am.
I will go with
I have so many feels.
the second from the bottom. Ow.
I was looking at the pigtails. I was rather obsessed with the pigtails. I'm going to stick with my heart crown because for some reason I want that crown.
That girl has got blonde. I'm gonna call her the Lemon Queen, not the Queen of Hearts, but because she's got blonde hair and she's got a blonde like gold dress, and she's the Lemon Queen.
Oh, all hail the Lemon Queen. All right, let's get started on this. Make sure that you have something to hydrate with. If you haven't opened a document like me, maybe flip a coin, roll a die. That might actually be.
I'm in Canada, so.
Because I just, so many things that I want to be doing. We're going to get started on this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! Let's get a little unicorn. And there we go. The princess, third from the top in the blue dress, gets the unicorn. And there was much rejoicing. Sorry, I just read a kind of somber passage in the book I'm working on. I'm kind of feeling the mood right now. I thought we were friends. So I decided to work on my epic fantasy for that sprint because I love it so much, and I'm so close to getting done with this set of chapters. And the sooner I get done with them, the sooner I can put them up on the thing, and then have no idea when they will go out into the world because they still haven't set a release date yet. So, yay for that! And we cut a wild Chandra.
Hoot hoot.
How are y'all doing?
I just want to go and wrap myself back up in the new covers and not come out for a week.
This is valid.
I've been so tired all day. And not that I'm tired. I'm not tired. I'm just like, I want the cozy. I want the cozy. But the office is too warm to bring a blanket in here because the air conditioner can't keep up with the heat.
I had an interesting day yesterday, and now the fur babies are obsessed with me, which is not the reaction that I expected because I took them to the vet. And now they're like, love me, cuddle me, spend more time with me. Yesterday was horrible.
It took us to see Stranger.
I mean, why do you like me? I gave them both medicine this morning. Like, I had to put drops in my cat's ears. You know that went over well.
Oh, that always goes over well.
He's like, love me. I'm like, you're supposed to hate me right now. He's like,
What?
no, love me.
I know it's not your fault. The bad people at the evil place made you do it.
Apparently he knows that. And I'm like, can we try something different? Like, he even has the little, I have medicine hair happening. I don't know if you can't see it, but
Yeah.
there it is. Right here. I was going to try to paint my nails during the next sprint, but I don't know that that's going to be possible now.
Oh yeah, no, this is where I miss being able to hang out with my girlfriends because my hands shake so much that like when I try to do my nails, it's like a murder scene, like just nail polish everywhere.
Have you tried the tapes, the paint on tape that you do like around?
Ooh.
So you can like scrape it off, and then you paint your nails, and you just peel off this like rubbery tape stuff.
No, but to some kind of a store I shall go. I will have to look that up because
Yeah, give it a shot.
I miss not having colored nails, but like I'm at the point where like if I'm not careful, like this is me trying to hold my hand steady. Like it just wibble wobbles now because don't do drugs, kids. Yeah. So
Well, also, if you find it and it works for you, I will say that Sally Hansen has a Pride, and I got these two colors. This is the purple that matches the lipstick that I got,
nice.
and also your channel. So there's that, and then this one, which is like almost a nude color for me, anyhow.
That's
It's like
cool.
shimmery in the top. They have the entire like all the rainbow colors.
I also have that problem of like my body rejects all additional coloring that gets put on it. So like I had a friend who does nails professionally who used to come over and do my nails for me because that was our time to catch up. And she really loves doing nails. And she would put so many layers of, as she put it, I brought the industrial sealant for you. Because like you'd put it on and like the next day it would just go and just like it was gone. Like, thank you for the color. I'm done now.
Would it like chip off or?
No, my body does not accept exterior coloring. It's one of the reasons why I've never gotten a tattoo because I feel like my body would just reject it. because any coloring added to my flesh goes away. Like just it will not stay. Like I had a friend who was really into henna, and she did these beautiful patterns all over my arms. And the next day I took a shower and they all came off. Like I had them for like maybe 12 hours.
They're supposed to last like 5 to 7 days.
Yeah. My body just says no.
Your body was like,
You thought.
You thought you could add color to me. You fool. Like, yeah, it's just I blame it on my friends in high school who used to hold me down and paint my legs because they just, I don't know, they thought it was fun. So I always had like rainbow patterns and all kinds of things just painted on my legs until my body just went, we're done with this. Like nothing shall ever stick to us again. I swear to the gods. But and yeah.
Turns out you're actually like a superhuman.
With the weirdest and saddest superpower ever. You can't draw on me. Ha ha. Who are you? I am nobody draws on me person.
I feel like that would also be great for like a kid's book.
Kind of, yeah. Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Hello, Sage. How are you doing? I hope all is well. Yes. Yeah, Hulk, smash that like button. Oh, I am so in the Hulk smash place today. Like, I have feels. I have feels. If you don't know why I have feels, look into the law that just passed in Florida to restrict education. Because
we're doing that here too. I'm like, oh, good. Great, awesome, wonderful. Wow. Y'all are
like, seriously, how messed up are you in the head when you're like, we need to like, racism isn't real, so we're going to write a law that says that you can't say that white people ever did anything wrong. Wait, you know what? What?
There aren't actually even words for this.
There's no such thing as systemic racism, so don't ever say anything that says white people did anything wrong. I love the corollary because there's a second part of the bill that says you can't say that there's no such thing as misogyny, so you can never say that men did anything wrong either. And I'm just like, I don't think you know what any of these words mean because I present Exhibit A, your law. Like, your law right here.
But also, if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you need a law that says you didn't do anything wrong?
It's how you know that I never did anything bad at the Red Roof Inn in Frederick, Maryland in 1994, because no one will ever talk about what happened at the Red Roof Inn in 1994 in Frederick, Maryland. Because I did nothing wrong there. Nothing bad ever happened. And no one will ever tell the story about it, okay? Hear me, Sue? I know you secretly watch this because you say things that you would only know if you've been watching the streams. I know you're lurking out there. No, you're lurking, girl. No, you're lurking. Because I never did anything wrong. So why would you even want to talk about it? I mean, nothing bad happened.
I has questions.
See, you can't have questions because I've clearly proven and demonstrated I did nothing wrong because I have emphatically declared that you're never allowed to talk about it. No one is allowed to talk about it.
And pray tell, what would happen if someone said these things?
I don't know.
Because I could be wrong, but you know that free speech blanket that y'all love to cling to so much? Would it not impinge upon said snuggly blanket?
So teachers can be fired and sued for harming their students. So parents have the right to sue the teachers if they find out that the teachers have violated these rules. They can be fired for violating these rules, and there are civil fines.
Okay, but teachers don't get paid enough to deal with that kind of crap.
That's why I'm in a Hulk smash kind of a place. Like I thought I was like at a Hulk smash yesterday when everybody were like, leather daddies don't belong at Pride, and I was like, the hell you say? And then they were like, oh, and drag queens don't belong there either, and I was like, the hell you say?
Who said that?
A bunch of hetero-presenting, heteronormative pieces of crap that are afraid their kids will see a boy in a dress. Or
Have they not seen The Village People?
like seriously, like. You know who got you your rights, right? You know what the Stonewall was, right? It was a riot. We don't know exactly who started the riot. What we can say is it was a transgender person, because the three people that are most likely attributed as having started the fight, one was an FTM, a beautiful jazz singer, and the other two were MTF. So a trans person of color, one way or another, started the riots. A bunch of leather daddies finished the riots. Do you know where your rights come from? Show some respect, people. So that offended me yesterday. I was like, they can't get more than this. And then Florida, as Florida always does, went, hold my beer.
Can we just vote Florida off the island?
Yes, please. Like, well, I mean, Heather's still there. So, Heather, we need you to move.
Yes, please.
Relocate your family, and then we can accomplish this. Because
I will literally.
And my
come get
grandpa. And
Well,
my grandpa's.
We will arrange transportation.
yeah, we can arrange transportation.
Please.
I got some family there too, but they can go with the rest of the island. Like,
Please exit the plague zone. The Everglades are really beautiful. What if we just turned all of Florida into a national park?
yeah, I would love that. Or just let nature take its course and let the meth gators take over. Like, just let the meth gators take over. It's how the world finds balance again. Let's see. Where are we?
What a day.
Ooh.
Ooh, I've never seen Wicked.
Wicked. I love Wicked. Disney is currently making a movie version of Wicked in some capacity. I've heard all kinds of rumors about it, so I believe none of them. I've heard everything from they're getting the original cast back to do a film to they're doing an animated thing. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see a trailer. But I'm here for it because
Y'all, I'm going to paint my nails orange.
Go for it.
Is it like a bright orange or a light orange?
Oh, no, this is orange.
Oh.
What color it is? You will never know.
I'll never know. I will never know. For anybody who's playing the drinking game at home, y'all chatted a lot, and StreamYard just found out about it, and whoop! Let's see.
I did.
Where are we? Let's just find a place and just tuck in here. Hello, Greg. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Hello.
You have a new computer monitor? That is awesome.
Exciting.
I keep telling myself that my goal with the Vela project is to make enough money that I can buy a second monitor for this that I can hook up to my laptop so I can have my research over here and my work over here, and I don't have to keep flipping back and forth between desktops.
The first month you will still flip back and forth.
Oh yeah, I will, but I want that so bad. I want to say monitor.
Me just turns my head to second monitor.
Can you see that at all? I don't feel like it's very noticeable.
It kind of just looks like nail.
That's what I was thinking.
A little bit more shine, but it's probably because it's wet.
Oh, maybe I'll have to do 5 more coats and we'll see how that comes out.
6
Ooh.
pages read. That is awesome. Yay. Your favorite musical is and always will be Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog. I have so much love for this. I found myself the other day just randomly breaking out into song from that because the hubby said something and I just couldn't help myself. I may have started singing Everything I Ever Wanted from the end of Dr. Horrible's sing along blog because it was fitting, and he got very, very Charlie Brown face about it. And that's the emotion I aspire to bring out in people is I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I don't know what just happened. Success. I win.
What are we gluing?
Oh yeah, Elmer's glue. Yeah.
Oh, for the nails.
Yeah, I could try that too. I don't know. I get so self-conscious. I am slowly dipping back into things because when I used my femme voice on the internet, I got a lot of hate from people, which is why you noticed, if for anybody who's been following me for a while, my voice suddenly dropped again on the streams because I just couldn't take the feedback I was getting on my voice. So I've been doing all my voice work in private.
Why? This makes me so mad. I just don't understand why people feel like it's their business.
Right?
There are so many corners of the internet. If you want to be nasty, go make your own corner and be nasty there.
Tell me about it. Yeah, it just... I'm just saying. Oh, the performance of the show must go on. Oh, that's awesome. Now I have to hear people. Yes. I do too. I have a fondness for it. I used to put it in my hair all the time when it first started going gray because I really like that kind of reddish color that it brings out in there. But then I gave up because life. No. Hold you down and paint your leg. Friends, gotta be more to that story. Kinda, yeah. There's a lot more to that story. One of them's a mortician now.
Good for them.
I'm so
do
proud.
tell.
I'm so proud he gets to cut into people and not be breaking the law. I'm so proud.
I thought I wanted to do that. I just don't like the smell of formaldehyde, to be honest.
He's one of 3 people that I've known for a very long time that if eventually somebody says, they had people buried in their backyard, right? I'll be like, oh, makes sense. Like,
Makes sense.
I can see that.
So in at UTK in Knoxville, they have a body farm there, and in the true fashion of my family, they like to try and terrify the kids. So my dad told me that it was buried under the football field, and I was like, really? Can we go see it? He was like,
This was supposed to make you not.
no.
Yeah, my grandfather tried once to make me afraid of the monsters, and because he got tired of me sneaking out of the house and running through the woods at night, so he told me about all the horrible monsters that lived out there, and I was like, oh! And then he could never get me to stay in the house. Like, I was always,
You're like, I'm trying to find the monsters.
Like, he could always find me easily because I was literally running through the woods going, monsters, where are you? I hope whatever got delivered did not get broken, CB.
I really feel like you can't see this at all.
Not so much.
Mm-mm.
That's 2 coats. I feel like at 3 I'll have to call it. Because then once I put the clear coat on top, that'll be total 5 coats of polish. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How ableism is a crime. Yeah. Let's see. I have a problem with saying they did something wrong when applied to those classes of people. Actions were taken by individuals. Exactly. And like there really are some questions because they have to figure out how they're going to redo the entire curriculum because the way that it's worded, a lot of the local school districts are just like, well, I guess there are things we just can't talk about now. So some of the local school districts have already started talking about, well, I guess the whole civil rights movement has to be dropped. And I'm just like, the hell you say? But I get it. Like, how do you do that without being like, and there were people of the, like, I don't.
There were two groups of people. Group A and Group B. Group A was a jerk, and Group B was not. They did nothing wrong.
There were people who were not brown, and they did things that were not good. That is the civil rights section now.
Maybe, I don't know. And thank you for saying that. I am extremely dysphoric where my voice is concerned. It's one of my it's one of the many things that I just wish there was a magic pill. Like, I hear all of these people that have no idea what trans issues are talk about trans issues, and I'm just like, where do I get these magic pills? Where are they? Like, you seem to think like there's a magic pill that we can like put in the water and secretly convert people. Like, I need that pill. I need that pill. Like, it's been 40 years of suffering. Where's the pill that I take the pill, I go to sleep, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, everything is awesome. Like, where do I get this pill?
You know, I saw something about that the other day, and I almost like started a thing, and then I was like, you don't have enough time to finish this argument before bed.
Right. Like, oh, it's just, I'm just at a point where it's just like, I knew the fight between the heteronormatives and the rest of us were eventually going to be like the dividing line in the LGBTQ community. I didn't realize that the king and queen of Turf Island were going to like squat on this territory and try to build a kingdom. Like, like, don't we have enough going on right now? Like, can we just like, I don't know, maybe deal with the pandemic and then get back to all of this petty internecine squabbling? Like, have you seen India? Like, it's a mess. Like, we need to help. Like,
it is bad over there.
Oh, so bad. Like, it just let's see. He stopped at a natural food retailer today on the way home from the DMV and almost bought some of the henna-based natural hair dye. I loved it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why I stopped, because I stopped caring about everything because unscheduled mental health vacation. But I have yet to readopt formal practices. It's been a couple of years since I got out of that, but still, like, it's hard to bring joy back into your life after that. He would honestly suggest actually reading the bill. Yeah, I did. I did. It's the wording and the way that some of the school districts are interpreting it that worried me, because a friend of mine from Florida sent me a notice of what his district told him that he would have to do for his curriculum next year. And because the actual words of the bills is not usually where they get you, it's the implementation of it. Agreed.
But also, a lot of the parents aren't going to take the time to do that kind of research, and they're just going to throw hissy fits about whatever particularly tickles their fancy in the moment. So,
yes. Alrighty, I am going to finish this chapter and maybe get a good start on the next one, because I want that thrill of being able to say I finished a thing. Like, I'm not close enough to really feel it approaching.
Nail polish, bad.
Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, oh!
Everybody's okay.
Oh,
he said, do not touch my belly. So sorry.
Oh my goodness, that was loud.
So I have some 3/4 rounds on the floor that I need to install. And I like touched his belly as he was jumping, and he like was like, yeah! And he landed on them.
Oh no.
And he's sitting in the corner looking gravely offended.
Are your nails okay?
My nails are. I'm glad I decided to only do one hand at a time, because he like started to put his nose to the bottle, and I like grabbed it, and that's when I was like, okay, you have to go.
Oh my. Oh
Yeah.
my, okay.
That's enough excitement for one day.
Yes, I'm going to stick with. No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my vote because I don't know why.
Oh, you refreshed the princesses.
Yeah, yeah, because I just felt like it, and I'm glad I did because the one at the top with the pink star wand. I don't know why, but the star in a star, I'm here for it,
Probably because her dress is orange.
girl. Will this even fit? No. I was gonna put a hat on, but it won't even fit. There we go. We'll just daisy it. There we go. All right. So, has everybody picked their poison?
Orange. You figure out which one.
Whichever one wins. So make sure that you have your documents open, which I am grateful to say that I finally do. Make sure that you are saving them because we don't want to feed the gremlins. The gremlins have enough. They have tried to take people off the interwebs. Today they took my power out like 3-4 times yesterday, which I did not appreciate because it was hot. Make sure that you are moving around. Take care of yourself if you need to just, I don't know, hibernate or
I might take a power nap.
whatever you need to do. We can get through this together. I finally found my mouse so we can get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, it was the one in red.
Boo.
Boo. I like that response. Co-signed. Goodness. So I got. Where am I now? I got chapter 8 done. I am starting through the basic read through of chapter 9, and my nerves are like completely in control of me now because there's only 12 chapters in this section. It's getting close to being done. It's getting closer. And the nerves, they have me. How did the rest of y'all do? Let me know in the chat and on the screen.
I finished painting my nails without any further catastrophes. And I also have just been watching True Blood while my nails dry. Because I can.
I just realized how much I've been practicing to use my ring for a hi-hat sound when I did the ring. Anyway, what season are you on?
I'm on season 1. I just restarted it from the very beginning. Yes. Wow. So good.
I love True Blood.
I also realize, for all of its flaws and all of the things that I hated about the ending of the book series, you know that I have a couple of feelings about this.
Not alone.
But I digress. There are so many things that Charlaine Harris got right about people.
Yeah.
It just, the characters, the characterization is just so good.
The whole I can't remember what they were called, but the Cult of the Sun feels so much more on point now than it did at the time.
Yes, the Newlands.
Yeah, the Newlands. Yeah, just that whole thing felt like that's a little much, and now it's just like I don't know if you went too far enough.
So it never felt like that way much to me because I grew up around people who knew and potentially were members of certain groups that are very along those veins. So to me, I was like, I mean, they think that this is super out there, but to me, these are just neighbors. I'm like, oh, you've met my neighbors. How exciting for the rest of the world. And I just wish that I could find it to be very out there, or that I could have had this dawning epiphany of like, oh, that's not so far out there.
My biggest regret when it comes to the TV show is that Stephen Root is not on it enough, because I love him as an actor. He is one of my absolute favorite character actors. I love him in so much. And when I saw him, my first instinct is, oh, you're going to die so badly. And I was not disappointed about that.
Wait, which one is Stephen Root?
He was the vampire who was just trying to live his best life away from everybody that I believe the Newlands got their hands on and just tortured him to death.
Oh, I'm thinking it's a different person.
Like he was kind of the I always thought of him as playing like that weird grandpa character on the show.
I'll have to keep an eye out.
I can't remember his name, the name of his character. It's been a while, but like Stephen Root has kind of a Sean Bean problem that if it's a dramatic role, oh, he's gonna die and he's gonna die badly. Like it's gonna be oh, the worst thing. Like the moment I saw him in Turn, and I love Turn so much. Like the moment I saw Stephen Root, I was like, yay, Stephen Root is playing the Spy Master, and oh, something really, really bad is gonna happen to this character.
There's just some actors you see them and you're just like, oh, this character.
This poor character, I will not
but
get
they
attached.
have such a potential.
I will try so hard not to get attached. I'm still gonna get attached because Stephen Root is so good. But
Like when Sean Bean plays the main character in The Black Death, and you're
In
just
every-
like, oh, how sad for you.
like they pulled the feint in the Final Fantasy Kingsglaive movie. Like they pulled the feint. Like Sean Bean is alive so long through the movie that you're like, maybe this is the one. He's not gonna. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep.
Someone needs
You're
to make a movie where he survives. Like, get all of the people like who always die at the end of movies and put them in one movie and have one actor who has never died in a movie be the one character to die.
Yeah. That just. Oh
But
yeah.
isn't that what made Burn After Reading so good? Because Brad Pitt was in it for all of like 3.5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're like, wait, what? That's it? This never happens. You can't kill Brad Pitt. Of course he's coming back.
Yeah. Oh, it's a wonderful way to add shock and awe to your story. Is do something like that. Once upon a time when I was a child and thought I was a genius, I was writing a first-person story in which the main character dies in like chapter 3. And it's all told in first person because I'm clever, you see, and a really brilliant and gifted writer at the age of 17, you see. And no, I did not pull this off at all. And it did, no. It's one of the 4 books that we'll never see. Well, I'm
How
sure we'll.
did you finish writing?
I don't know.
That was not at all queenly, and I don't care. Sorry, my nails are drying. I forgot how to wave. Yay!
That's how a queen draws her nails. Just,
I forgot what I was saying also.
oh no, just a new character takes over with first-person narration in chapter 4, and like I thought I was being clever and groundbreaking and brilliant and all of those things. Like when I still
It would
had
have been
this
so
glimmer
much
of
better had
self-esteem.
the actual person who died stayed the POV, and they were just following people around like, you dumb little fuck. Can't you see that
Oh,
this
yeah.
person is doing this thing?
I feel like the voice would have like gone from like 0 to 60 so fast because you know when you play what's the game? Imposter? And then you're like, hey everyone, it's Grain.
I'm just saying there was when I watched the Da Vinci Code for the first time, I had a moment of, did somebody steal my manuscript? Because basically that's the book I wrote when I was 17, and that professor dude who dies at the very beginning was I wrote the Da Vinci Code when I was 17 years old, and it's terrible. And I read Dan Brown's book, and oh honey, I'm glad you made a lot of money. But
I feel like you like finished reading it and you're like, this is not what I intended.
I had such mixed feelings when I got to the end, because at one point I was just like, so you mean I should have just tried to publish that piece of crap that I wrote in high school? Because I had feels about the Da Vinci Code, and yeah, considering I had a manuscript that was basically the same damn story, just that didn't help. But I digress. Yeah, I got to the end and I was like, you're so lazy, because one, I've read the source material for this book, because Holy Blood, Holy Grail is a very entertaining book that is full of utter crap, and not because of the people who wrote it, but because they actually fell for one of the most wonderful hoaxes of all time. France passed a law saying that you had to register all secret societies or face the death penalty, basically. So a dude forged a bunch of papers that made him the direct descendant of Jesus Christ via the Templars and sent them in. And nobody actually cared to read through the documents. It was just a way for them to get rid of, like, I don't know, Masonic influence or something. It was right after the whole Temple of the Sun thing in Monaco had happened. And so nobody really paid attention to what was going on until a researcher happened to be tipped off that these documents existed, believed that they were 100% true because they were in this like government archive of historical documents, and like
What is the Temple of the Sun thing to which you refer?
the Temple of the Sun was a cult that killed quite a few people, like murdered quite a few people in the south of France and in Monaco in the I believe from the 40s to the 70s. I want to say Princess Grace was the most high profile person that they killed.
Oh,
But yeah, they were a thing. They were a problem, and so to keep organizations like that from flourishing in France, they basically were like, everybody has to register, and you have to send us all of your founding documents.
how can you be a secret society if it's not secret?
Well, that was the point. Is you could then be prosecuted for being in an actual secret society. Then that's how they tried to square the circle.
You mean they would have killed the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Possibly. Who knows?
That's a bit aggressive.
They were kind of on an anti-cult thing. Like France in the 1960s. Like if you're into like, oh wow, there was a group that did what now? France in the 1960s. Just enjoy.
France in the 1960s.
Oh, there were a lot of them. This is where we get the knockoff Golden Dawn, which also killed a bunch of people, and tarnished a name that should have been tarnished already for completely different reasons, but we're not going to get into that.
What? What do you mean we're not going to get into that?
Because nobody needs to hear my feels about McGregor Mathers, because nobody knows who the hell he is.
I want to know.
Let's just say I have feels, and his wife was a saint.
After party question 101.
Write your questions down now because we might be here a while.
Yeah, I may or may not have known somebody who had lived long enough to have met him. But yeah. Feels. Oh, the feels. But yeah. The world is a fun and weird place. Which actually doesn't prevent me from having like 3 of his books right here. Like I could actually.
And then just strategically don't look at me.
He was a very good researcher. He just
Not a very good person?
he was a very bad person, but he was a very good researcher. So like,
Is that your hey, pay
There we go.
attention to me thing?
here we go. There's one of them. Right there.
At this point, you're gloating.
There's another.
Laura, how are you?
Hi, Laura.
Good. I have my live stream tonight to celebrate the anthology coming out.
Woohoo!
Is it at 9 or 8 Eastern?
9.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Keep me on track because I am a terrible human being who is a Dorset and has no relationship with time. My grandfather, they always
You have
joke.
2 hours and 17 minutes.
They always joke that my grandfather would be late for his own funeral, and he was because they lost him in the funeral home. We got to the room. We all sat down. They opened the casket. We're like, "Who's that guy?"
Oh
So yes, he was actually late to his own funeral because we are Dorsets. We have we do not respect your concepts of time. Like all of us, none of us.
no. Time is a made-up construct. It means nothing to me.
And we have rejected it thoroughly.
Today, I have a problem, and I apologize in advance because I may randomly burst into song. I've literally had 4 different songs pop into my head, all different genres that have the exact words that someone has just said, and I feel like I just need to.
Yeah, I feel really scared that I like toasted Carrie's stream earlier because I just couldn't stop myself, and yeah, I may have sung a couple ditties.
You know the song Vienna, a song by Russell Watson? Yeah? Yeah, okay. You know the words that I'm thinking then. Thank you.
Oh, stupid brain! No, stop. No. Oh
I'm
no,
not
no.
sorry.
the jukebox in my brain just went, actually, why don't we do this? And it was like, literally, I swear I heard that sound of an old like record jukebox, like, and Vienna Calling by Falco started going through my head. And like, no, wrong song about Vienna. This one. There we go. Let's party.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, my brain. Why you like this? Why are you like this? I know I tortured you through most of my youth, and now you're getting revenge. I know. I understand, but hello, Tanya. How are you doing today? I hope all is well with you. Oh man, it's So I got unreasonably excited about this and thought I was going to lose all my productivity because, as y'all know, I have started using Plotter, and I really, really like it. But for some reason, there was no way to organize your notes. They were just in there in reverse chronological order from the order that you edited them in. Why? Who wanted that? Who thought that was a good idea? Why? You can now add custom attributes. You can add categories, and there's a sort at the top. So you can tell it how you want them sorted.
Love a good sort button.
They finally fixed it, and I was so unreasonably excited about this. And yeah, I just kind of looked at it and was like, I need to completely reorganize my project going forward. Nope. We're going to finish it. We're going to finish everything first.
Not at all related to writing, but it's a very important question. Can you move your eyebrows independently?
Kind of.
No.
I can move this one. I can do this one.
Okay,
but not this one.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I just realized that I can only raise this eyebrow and not this one. And
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes I talk with my eyebrows and don't know I'm doing it because my sister told me. This was years ago when her daughter was like a toddler, and it was the first time her husband was being left alone with both of the kids, like the new baby and the toddler. So I was there to like help, and she's like, "Now, don't be talking at him with your mojo brows. He doesn't understand those yet. He can't handle that." I'm like,
What do you mean?
leave my brows out of this, please. But apparently me, my dad, my uncle, my cousin, my grandfather, like our brows like unconsciously do things.
Oops.
I have been told by many people that I speak with a subtext of like flirting. Like apparently like everything I do or say sounds like I'm flirting with people. I'm like, okay. But then again, I'm just like, do you know what culture I'm from? Like competitive flirting is a thing. Like you got to keep your skills up so you don't lose at the next match.
When I was waiting tables, first of all, when you wait tables, you flirt with everyone indiscriminately. It is a thing. I was waiting tables, and there was this. They were all retired. It was your retirement community. They were all retired, and there was this lady, and she was maybe 65-ish. And she said something, and I apparently said something very flirty back to her, and she was like, "Oh," like she blushed, and I was like, "Have I said something?" And she said something to the effect of, she wasn't into women, and I was like, "Well, I guess I was flirting."
Sorry, my bad.
All right, go off, Nana.
I learned this through people saying, but aren't you married? I'm like, yes, why?
Oh gosh, yes, that one too.
Yeah, I don't. You were flirting. Was I?
Was I really?
Like,
even if I was flirting, which I didn't know I was, but let's just suppose that I was there an intent to follow through?
Okay, Heather and I have a question. Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was pepperoni with pesto and tomatoes.
That sounds good.
And I apologize to Tanya for bringing that up again, but I'm just like obsessing about it because that sounds so good. And I'm sorry, I'm not thinking about the spiralizer. I'm not thinking about the spiralizer.
Do you know what I did on the way home today? I had to go get a battery for my laptop, and there's this place where they have the cake, all of the cake, the best cake, and I got 3 slices, which should last me a week.
I want cake now. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was my entire reasoning and justification for sharing that information with you all.
I'm glad you like it, Tanya. I do have to say one thing that I have noticed since Jamie arrived, and I put him up here, is for some reason, no matter what, this purple lighting makes yellow show up. Like, he doesn't change color when I put him back there. Blue, this color blue and that color yellow just glow in this purple lighting. And I'm kind of here for it. Like,
I like it. Well, it also, his shirt matches the Dignati.
Does.
Also, you can't go to France now.
No. Oh, well, that probably couldn't happen for other reasons. Like, I'm pretty sure I can't go to Switzerland because of something that happened on a podcast in 2009. I still get hate mail.
I
didn't say it.
We're gonna have to like.
It wasn't me.
We're gonna have to rewatch this whole episode in your story hour, and it'll have to be like a private page sesh where we can ask whatever questions we want.
Wasn't me, and actually, I don't think that podcast is available anymore. I don't know. I didn't host it, so I don't know.
Dynamic.
Hello, Ellie. How are you doing? I had so much fun on Allie's channel yesterday. I was there for Tuber Tuesday. I desperately tried to take over the stream and make the channel my own, but unfortunately, her powers were stronger than mine. And she came back and she took it back and she has it again. But who knows? Maybe in the future, I will try another hostile takeover over there.
Wait, what did I miss? I got there for the tail end.
Her internet went out.
The internet hated
Yeah, her internet went out, and I've decided to like just add to the lore of AuthorTube. And like, yes, since there are people out there who are saying that I'm trying to take over everybody's niches, yes, I'm secretly trying to take over Allie's channel. Yes, that's what happened. She thinks she had internet problems. I just spiked the. No, I don't know. But do keep conspiring and send me your theories. I rather enjoy them. I'm really not that Machiavellian. If I was, I'd be a lot richer. Just saying. Just saying. Unplanned naps are the best. I will have to take your word for it because napping and I are just not friends. We're not. It might be with the new blanket. Like the new blanket might get me there. Let's switch off. I swear somebody skinned a Muppet. Oh.
Yes, I'm here for that.
Yes.
My problem is sometimes the songs are not workplace appropriate, but other than that, I'm here for it.
So, which one? Which one? Okay, so in my house, if you don't hear a random made-up song at least 3 times a day, you're not in my house. Because, what was it? What was it that, I'm gonna have to find it, but Nat actually like recorded it and sent it to me because it was like Cat's making something and I'm a little less sad. It was like sent to me, and then there's like we make the dog a jingle. Hokey Loki, such a little man, and then continue. That's how it always starts, and then we change it afterwards, and we have like several variations, some with varying voices.
Honestly, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, continue.
I was just gonna say that for me, that's how I know like I'm in a good headspace. Is that I will hum or sing a lot around the house, and if I'm like I haven't been singing in a while, I'm like, what's wrong? Are we okay?
One
I've
of my
been seeing.
little sisters, every time it was time for dinner, she'd have to go to the bathroom, and she'd sit in there and sing for 15 minutes. We're like, we're not waiting for her. We gave up, and it became a tradition. We'll just eat without her.
That's hilarious.
Singing in the bathroom.
I've been singing Witch Image all day, which says something about my mental state. Like, But no, back in the spring of 1994, a friend of mine was wanting to get fired from their job because they just didn't have the guts to quit, and they were working security at the Francis Scott Key Mall. And so they went in and set up the PA system, and we may have done a musical number that started on one side of the mall and moved all the way through as we did Francis Scott Key Mall, the musical. And it was a lot of fun. It was wonderful. It was not quite as magical as Glee would have made it look many years later. But I've often wondered if Ryan Murphy was in the mall that day and went, I have a show idea. And it just took him a while to sell it. And best part of the story is he did not get fired for that.
All of this for nothing.
We practiced choreography to get him fired.
That is hilarious.
And it did not work.
It was good work, Junior. You shouldn't have done it on the clock, but solid execution.
It was called, the podcast was called Unfiltered. The idea of it was 4 friends got extremely drunk and every 15 minutes continued taking shots while talking about the issues of the day. This was not a brilliant idea to do, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And one of them had some choice words for the nation of Switzerland. And yeah. So
I do feel like that. It sounds to me like it's a solid idea.
it was fun to do, but I still occasionally get hate mail. Weird seeing it around the house. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Let's see about maybe getting some more. I don't know. I would like to get another chapter done today, but I'm not holding out hope because
Already holding out for a hero.
I'm always holding out for a hero, because where have all the good men gone and where are all the gods?
I don't know. I'm supposed to start raining men soon.
Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need to get a sprint so I can get some stories done about these heroes. I may have, like, that song may be at the exact sweet spot of my trash music taste, because one, I love Bonnie Tyler and I love Jim Steinman, and Jim Steinman wrote that song. Jim Steinman and Diane King, who also beautiful over the top trash music from her as well. They worked on that song for Bonnie Tyler, and all of the goodness and light that I need. Race again. Shuffle. Trade places. Okay, the 2-color hair up at the top, like the pink and red, I'm feeling it. Plus the double star, but
You mean orange?
Sure. Sure.
You can't go changing which ones you're calling orange now.
Pretty soon they're all going to be orange.
I feel like I just did.
I've come to accept this. Alrighty. Make sure y'all are taking care of yourself. If you just need to daydream, maybe do that. I'm having weird fever dreams about tugwaddles and whatnot, and I need to get back to writing them soon. So I'm going to continue my editing. If you need to hydrate, make sure that you're doing that. If you've not gotten up and moved around the entire time we've been doing this, please do so, or at least do a little chair dance. They're fun, they're easy, and they make your dog run and hide somewhere in the room. It is hot in here. She probably found a cold corner somewhere. I bet you that's where my cold air went. I bet she's sleeping on the vent. Anyway.
Hope you're not overheating. Maybe get some ice water.
Yeah. We're going to get started on the sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's get some unicorns. I see you with your little striped dress. Just sneaking in there.
I won.
Winning. Oh, wrong thing. So I actually finished my edit of chapter 9, which feels really weird. Like, I, for some reason, did not hate any part of it. I actually really liked that. Like, I got to this part and like, and the sweet smell of thunder poured into the room, and I just went, yes, because it. I don't know. I like the turn of phrase.
The ozone burning with the sizzle of lightning.
Yeah.
Can you hear me better now?
Yep.
I disabled the mic on my headphones and I had to leave and come back.
I was wondering what happened. I'm also wondering why if I do that? Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that. Apparently, if I double tap the trackpad in Chrome now, everything zooms in to wherever the mouse is.
Nice.
Oh,
So, because I went to get the mouse,
No.
all of a sudden it was just like, this is what CB said. I was just like, wait, what? Like, what? Why did everything take over? What? I don't understand.
I'm now looking at apartments. My life is looking at apartments and houses and like places to live because you know need a place to live. But this one's not bad. I might send Charlie because I need other people's opinions. So Charlie might get a link. Anybody else want a link to give me their opinions?
oh, sure. I'm good at this.
I'm terrible at this. We are terrible at this. Our lease is
So-
up at the end of June.
I'll tell you, to be honest, my experience came from having to move 3 times in 6 months.
Oh, I've been there.
And
No.
I had to, so I actually found a short-term place because the place where I was initially supposed to move to had flooding issues
Oh no.
Oh,
2
no.
weeks before I was supposed to move in. And I was like, yeah, it was great. Super, super happy, fun time.
The day before I moved into this apartment, I was supposed to be on a different floor of this complex, but the night before, the woman above had left the faucets on and it had flooded the apartment, so it wouldn't be dry in time for me to move in. So they gave me this one instead. Okay. It's up a floor, so.
Like, I feel that moving 3 times in 6 months because after He Who Shall Not Be Named did what He Who Shall Not Be Named did, and we had to move from our beloved townhouse, we moved into an apartment building, which was nice. It was fine. And then every 2 days, the toilet backed up because apparently we were the last one. They basically zigzagged the sewer pipe through the apartment building, and ours was the last apartment before it went out. And one or more of the other people had kids that were flushing things down the toilet, and they would apparently make it all the way through the pipes until they got to that exchange port that went from the building to the outside world, and it would plug there and then back up into our apartment.
No.
That is awful.
Yeah. So we had to move from there. And then we moved to an apartment in Emmitsburg, which was awful for so many reasons. My personal favorite one was coming home and finding our landlord sitting in our kitchen eating our food because he thought he could come into our apartment whenever he wanted.
No.
What?
That's how it works.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. Like, no, I don't care if you own the building. We live here. We live here. And then we moved again. And yeah. So
It's a good idea for a character in a story.
It's a great setup for a horror story because
Exactly.
he then got mad and evicted us because we asked him, please don't come into the house. Like before we even decided what we were going to do about him, he decided to evict us for rude and unbecoming something of a tenant.
Someone's at my door.
I forgot exactly how it was worded, but basically he used some loophole in Maryland law that basically was like, we said something bad to the landlord, so he doesn't like us anymore and is kicking us out.
That's so creepy, though.
And so instead of having a month to find another place like you would normally get when you're evicted from a place, we had 3 days.
Oh, they did it like you had threatened them, basically?
Yeah, basically. Ooh. Is that the book? Is this the book?
It is!
Woo! It's an
Awesome.
unboxing. There it is.
Ooh, how cool is that?
That is so cool.
I have 2 stories in here.
We are excited.
So now you have 4 stories in the 2 books right in front of you. This
And I have one in Shiver that's on my bookcase.
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
Yay!
Ooh, what's that?
I had an anthology book that I
Ooh.
started reading the first one, and it was describing the person as if they were salt in a watercolor painting, as
Ooh.
how they looked in, like, not quite there, but they were bending the world around them. And I was hooked. So I was like, I'll get this anthology.
That cover, oh man. Just I like I'm gonna poster of that. That
This one is an anthology of first-person narratives, many of which blur the line between contemporary horror fiction and autobiographical recollection. So it's all supernatural.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Hello, Kat. How are you? And as always, we are very proud of you too. But thank you for all of the reminders. And hello, Meadow. How are you doing? How is all the things?
I'm not gonna lie, I just zoned out for a second.
Just had a revelation. The guy I stopped talking to recently was a raging misogynist, but like the kind that's that's passive aggressive about it. And when I said I wanted a job where he worked in the fast food, he kept joking about putting me in the dishwasher duty. He didn't know that you were non-binary, and he referred to you as a woman. And I now realize that he was saying that because, yeah. That upsets me so much because I just can't wait for the wave of non-binary hate. Like, I've been through this so many times. Like, for all of my beloved NBs out there, all my siblings, brace yourself. Like, the cis straight world is just coming to terms with the idea that there are trans people. Like, they're just grappling with this now, even though the rest of us have known about that for quite some time. Like, they're just starting to grapple with trans people. Just wait till they find out about NBs. Because no, they're not talking about us yet.
Here's my thing. I don't think I fully understand it. I don't think I need to fully understand it. I think my job is to be supportive and respectful because there's so many things that I haven't experienced that I can't fully understand it because it's not my experience.
I love the socks analogy. It's like being told to wear a pair of socks that are too tight your entire life and then realizing that you can get a different pair of socks. And that relief that you feel when you finally get to put on some that aren't just squeezing the very life out of your feet. I love that analogy because I think a lot of people can fit it because I have, like, for me, it's always been really tricky to explain to people how I feel because I've never been a dude. I've never been a guy. I've never been male. I've never been masculine. Most of my friends realized that long before I did. But it's never been who I was. But at the same time, I am not a woman. And that is such a load of cognitive dissonance to hold in your head at one time that one, non-binary is an umbrella term and that covers a vast spectrum of genders. If we're being technical, I am genderqueer. I range from agender to demigirl. That would be my actual gender identity if I wanted to be very specific about it. But that's a level of specificity a lot of people are not quite prepared for. But it's once you have those words, once you understand, like, oh, yeah, that's me, and you start seeing like what it means, and you see yourself reflected for the first time in something that says you're not broken, you're actually a human being. It is such a powerful thing, because growing up, especially, like I said, I'm 6'1". Everybody assumed I was going to be that football player jock person because 6'1", broad shoulders, right? Like, always a little bit overweight. Like, that was just always the assumption placed on me. And I'm just like, I just want to play with my Gem and the Holograms and be like him and She-Ra's and be left alone. Like, no, that's not my thing. Like, why can't I do my hair pretty like my sisters? I don't understand this. Like, gender is primarily about presentation. Like, there's a difference between gender and sex. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but gender is primarily about presentation, how you actually are in the world and how that relates to who you are inside. And growing up, like, my heroes, like, looking back, it makes so much sense. Like, Peter Byrne, the first time I saw Peter Byrne, I wanted to be Peter Byrne. If you don't know who he is, if you've ever seen the video for Dead or Alive's She Spent Me Right Round, Baby Right Round, like a record, baby right round, 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 that wonderful 80s song, actually, like, a lot of Dead or Alive music. Pete Byrne, first time I saw him, I just went, girl. And then I can't remember her name now, because many years later, the change has occurred, and I saw myself there. When I saw Boy George, I was like, that's me. I am that. When I saw David Bowie, oh my God. Yes. Lady Stardust sang us songs of darkness and dismay. Yes, let's go. This is me. But so I always took the term androgyne on and androgynous and all of that. But that's not really right. Like, I'm not part this and part that, this other thing. I'm this one thing. And that's where the non-binary term really is helpful as an umbrella, so we don't have to get into all of the words underneath it, because there are a lot. But so it's very easy that way. And then when people are wanting to dig in further, discussing with people the experience of being agender is really tricksy, because there are days when I literally I just can't even. But most days I'm much closer to demigirl. Most days, but yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because that's not something I have ever heard before. But the socks analogy makes sense to me.
Yeah, I love the socks analogy, because I think everyone can identify with that, having had that, that experience of putting an article of clothes on that's just uncomfortable and too tight and restrictive. And I wish I knew who came up with that, because by the time I heard it, I know it was like third hand, because the person was like, I don't remember where I got this from, but I heard it on so-and-so's video, and then you watch their video and they're like, I can't remember where I heard this from, but I got it from so-and-so's video, and you start tracing it back. The last person who's just like, I can't remember where I heard it from. It may have been in one of our textbooks. I don't know, but just like, so I have no idea where it came from, and if anybody knows, I would love to know its actual genealogy. But I feel it so strongly, because that was the first 40 years of my life, just feeling like just caught in a boa constrictor trying to take the life out of me. 6 more pages. Yes.
In the meantime, I'm 60 pages behind on my editing.
You've got this.
We are not obligated to talk about this.
I had to real quick go check why I was hearing a vacuum. Caitlin has her brother, his girlfriend, and their son here, and the little one broke a glass.
Oh.
So they had to get him out of the living room and vacuum the living room. So I was like, why am I hearing the vacuum? Must investigate.
Mystery.
But the little is okay. He didn't step. His little feet didn't step on anything, so he's all good.
We're still trying to figure out what the mystery. I've just started calling it the Horn of Gabriel was that we heard the other day, because I heard it coming from that direction, which is where our living room is, and thought that the hubby put on really loud dance music that had a really strong bass. He heard it coming from my direction, which is the exact opposite way.
So what's in the middle?
Nothing. The houses meet. The rooms meet right there.
You sure about that?
You sure there's nothing in the walls?
Sure, there's
Oh,
nothing in
yeah.
that.
In there?
You're sure there's nothing in that in between?
Actually, yes, because this house was in such a state of disrepair when we moved in. We tore all the walls down and put new drywall up.
Have
So
you guys ever
Have
seen?
you read House of Leaves?
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to read it.
Have you guys
It is-
ever seen the
Sorry, go
TV
ahead.
show Psych?
Yes. I
The
love
one
that
where
show.
Sean put the walkie-talkie in the wall when Gus was a little kid. My name is Wilting Flower. I died many moons ago without knowing love. Will you be my friend?
I thought,
Why?
honestly, I thought it was an earthquake, because if you've ever experienced an earthquake, there's often like a rumbly sound with it. And I checked and we didn't have any earthquakes in the area. So I don't know. So we've just decided it was the rapture and nobody was worthy. That's our head.
Oh no!
that was our head canon.
Oops.
Like, oops. You just realized that and wanted to tell y'all. You don't have to be sorry. Never be sorry. We have a really big problem with patriarchal misogyny in this country, and I state that very clearly that way because we are watching through the rise of TERFdom and some of the more broken critical gender theories that are out there, a wonderful form of feminized misogyny that a woman is nothing but her private bit and her ability to have children, and it's
Negatory Ghostwriter.
yeah, I'm just like, you realize you've like looped all the way back around, but you're just saying it from a different perspective now, because there are a lot of women, as you would even agree in calling them, that are infertile and will never have periods and all of these things that you think are required for womanhood. So what are they now to you? Like, you just we're seeing this weird loop around on the other side, thanks to the wonderful queens and kings of Turf Island.
Can we just turn Florida into a sanctuary for ourselves?
Like, just get rid of everyone there. Everybody else go.
Like, can somebody just win the lottery and get us a private island already?
We've come full circle.
Like, yeah, because it's really shocking watching somebody who calls themselves a feminist being like, a woman is nothing but her private bits. And I'm just like,
No, thank you.
pick me. Like, I may have no right to speak in this, but I think we already covered this in like first wave feminism, that like women are more than just their naughty bits. Like, wasn't that the whole point of like how this you're biting your own tail, honey, just to spite people you don't like. Hello, Mr. B. How are you doing today? I hope all is well. Your first apartment flooded. And went upstairs and asked the neighbor not to flush the toilet or to turn the water on because we're waiting for the plumber. And they that's not nice. To quote the cat who has given us the wisdom of our age, here's your lettuce. Don't be a dick. Like, seriously, this is the message that our people need right now.
That is.
Thanks.
There's a TikTok that I saw where it's like a triplex, and the lady lives in one of the units like near the front. Like, there's two downstairs and one upstairs. She's talking about how her neighbor would come in and leave the front door open and go upstairs, and then all the heat would go right out of her apartment because she was like right there by the door. And she asked this lady, to kindly, when you come in, it was like, I think this was, if it wasn't in Canada, it was like Canada adjacent. And she was like, hey, it's kind of cold. When you come inside, can you just make sure you close the door? And the lady was like, oh no, I've been not closing the door on purpose because I don't like you. So enjoy freezing your butt off.
Oh, that's
Oh my goodness.
Well,
At least
the
she's
lady
honest.
was like, yes,
right. Like,
but the plot thickens.
oh no.
The person that she's done this to has the utility panel for the internet in her apartment for the whole building. And so
She turned her ass off.
she's just like,
What if you're going to be a dick to me? Click.
Just.
because guess who doesn't like you back?
Like, look, I'm not one who, with my mouth parts, endorses vengeance.
That's not vengeance, that's karma.
I have too much Irish in me to say that my body does not act through on the intentions of my heart sometimes. Because, like,
Oh, and that's hilarious.
her hair pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so in House of Leaves, I haven't gotten very far into it because it is one of the most diabolically formatted books I have ever seen in my entire life. And yeah, so I haven't made it very far. But they're talking about this house so far, and there's like a portal-ish thing in the house that doesn't make sense.
I would not put it past it because the corner that would be what unifies the two rooms, that's where stuff keeps flying off the wall. So, like, the idea that there would, like, when y'all have heard stuff like crashing down and like flying across the room at me, that's that corner right there. All that happens at. So who knows? Maybe.
Also,
That
I would
corner
like
a
to
weird
point out-
crossroads?
It is a perfect square. It makes a perfect. It's a perfect four perfect corners.
I would also like to point out that it's a full moon tonight. Do with that what you will.
And by the way, Kat, I just have to say, fancy.
It's cute.
I don't know why. It's cute, but my first impression was, ooh, fancy. Like, especially like the outside pictures.
The outside,
Oh,
yes.
it has a 3D tour for the two of the different two bedrooms. One of them has a loft area. I'm like, yes, that could be an office area. It looks like there's enough room for my stuff and Nat's stuff.
Ooh, that's nice.
And we would also have our bedrooms.
That would be cool.
And we could
but-
just scale down.
I forgot to fill you all in on the saga of please stop taking all my cold. Yes, she was sleeping on the vent. I did check. She's not happy with me because I made her move. Because no, she has to share the cold, and I'm less melty in here now. I actually set up a fan so she can't get in there to blow the cold air into the room and block her approach. And so, yes, the cold air has returned into the room. But yes, it was her. Jacques.
And my AC just turned on.
My doggo is laying on my feet, sort of, kind of. Well, okay, so the thing is, her belly is really soft, so sometimes I use it as like a foot warmer.
Reasonably so.
If that's where she chooses to arrange herself, I cannot help that it is a nice, warm place for my feet to be.
So I guess we should contemplate doing another sprint because
Tell me I shouldn't watch more True Blood while we sprint this time, and that I should actually edit because I'm so far behind.
you should actually edit because you're so far behind. Eric's dreamy eyes and Bill's Cannot wait.
I know, and he's at the tribunal right now.
I'm sorry. Watch the show carefully. He's got a subtle grunt that he makes throughout the entire
He
show.
does.
Like when he's happy, it's kind of a, and when he's upset, it's more of a, like I don't know why. Like he made this such a part of Bill's character, but Bill grunts. Bill grunts a lot.
So, for your auditory pleasure, Sidward's Tiki Land, but with Bill grunting.
I was just saying he didn't quite get to Henry Cavill levels of grunting because I love my Witcher, but it's definitely there. I may have watched True Blood on repeat during my unfortunate unscheduled mental health vacation because I'm not gonna lie, Eric made me happy.
That's valid.
Eric Northman got me through a lot of very difficult days where like, are you going to get out of bed? No, I put True Blood on. Is it one of Eric's episodes? Yes. Oh, fine.
Okay, so here's my
I'll
thing.
get out of bed.
In the book, I preferred that Sookie end up with Quinn or Eric.
I can see that. I have opinions as people quite.
In the show, I prefer Elsie.
I don't know. I had there's something about him that I just never trusted on the show. Like
That's fair.
the way that they played his character, he was always so shady. Like he was always so shady. I mean, hot as
Well,
But
I'm
was
not
it
saying that,
shady?
I'm not saying that my brain made the decision.
Oh, I completely understand that. Like they can have more scenes together. I am here for that.
Bill did kind of become old hat in the show because he wasn't daring enough.
Nope.
I would like to state that I've seen clips of True Blood, but I actually know True Blood because of fan fiction. And the problem is people that write the fan fiction also have apparently read the books. So they take things from the books and they also take things from the show. I'm like, wait,
That
I need to separate my canon.
lost and
That is-
confused.
I'm like, I know I have no true context.
The show is oddly good in so many ways. Like it did so many things that really should not have worked that I'm here for the vast majority of them. There is some
I mean,
choice nudity in season 1 that should never have been allowed on film, but I love that it was.
Wait, which ones?
The sheriff's ass. I
Oh,
didn't need to see the sheriff's ass. I did not need that. I did not need to see him bare ass. I did not need that. Nobody needed that. No one asked for this.
You know, the thing is, here's the thing, in my opinion. We cannot just put the bodies that are the traditional standard of what people.
Agreed. I'm just saying.
It's not fair.
The context it was in was extremely unfair to him because there was so much eye candy around that he did kind of stand out.
Okay, I'm glad I'm rewatching this
because
because I feel like there's a couple things that had happened that I saw that I was like, that happened.
All I'm saying is I love that actor. I really liked him in For All Mankind, which is a wonderful, wonderful show that I absolutely love and cannot say enough good things about. But I do have this problem of while I'm watching him be like serious man, I'm like, I saw you run naked while giggling through a brook in True Blood. I'm sorry. It's just I can't stop thinking about it. Like as he's just like, if you do this, I'm going to have to come down on you. And I'm just like, like you did on that brook. Like, yes.
I'm with you now, but I stand by my previous statement. It had to be done.
I have so much holes in my knowledge. I've never seen True Blood. I've never seen Buffy. Like I've never seen the Addams Family. Like,
I will say,
I think
so many
the Addams
holes.
Family is on Amazon. In all honesty,
yeah, the Addams Family is on Amazon. I will say Buffy. I think its time has kind of gone for one reason. the last time I tried to rewatch it, they did a terrible job up converting it for HD, and they did not use the finished shots. They used the earlier ones, so the lighting is off. Like in a scene, they didn't even re-white balance it.
Oh
So,
no!
Like as the camera is going back and forth between people, things are going from white to cream to kind of blue to kind of orangey, and like they really should have shown it some love or just not done it at all. Like,
So I never really got to watch it, all of it. Like I saw some snippets of it, but it was like, I turned on the TV and then I pretended that I was changing channels, but I wasn't, and I was just watching it. But I stood there in the kitchen with my finger on the button so I could change the channels, and like I would be like watching something, and then my parents would come in and I'd be like, like frantically changing the channels many times. And my parents would be like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, it was a commercial, but I couldn't figure out what it was, and I don't think I was supposed to be watching that." Here's Marty Stauffer.
I don't know if they fixed it, because honestly I've not gone back to rewatch since then, because like the special effects were what they were for like 90s TV. Like I'm not going to say that they were amazing, but once you like take the HD footage and then just superimpose the standard def special effect back on it, or sometimes they didn't even try, and just like there's these weird poofs that happen now that weren't in the original, because I have the whole thing on DVD. So I was like, wait a minute, that's not what that looked like, and pulled out the DVD real quick and put it in. I was like, oh no, they didn't even try to put the special effect back in. They just poof.
That makes me feel better, because I did try to go back and watch it to put together the bits and pieces that I did see, and I was like, this is kind of unwatchable.
Yeah, it's sad, and hopefully someday they will fix it. But they just, I don't know why they did it the way that they did. Like there are two ways to do this. Like you look at the way they did Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation, which they went back, like, man, the original series looks so good. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Like they recolor graded it. They really, they updated.
I just finished it.
Effects. Yeah, they updated the special effects so that they are easier to watch for a modern audience, so kids can get into it and stuff. Like you could show that they put love and attention into it. And then Buffy, they were like, I don't know, just make it look HD and kick it out the door. Like there was no, like, I'm hoping now that Disney owns it, they will be like, we need to fix this travesty.
Yeah,
because it's a major property for them that they could do things with. But at least the last time I tried to watch it, it was not watchable. It just But True Blood, on the other hand, I just have to say, how much do you like watching blood naked
I've never seen
people?
True Blood, and I've never seen Vampire Diaries, so I don't even know the difference.
Do you really? Vampire Diaries is drama. Do you like drama? If you want drama,
Okay.
I mean, everybody got drama with everybody. Like, if you just want like drama,
Also, who didn't date who didn't kiss who
Yeah.
didn't.
How long has it been since they dated who? Has it been long
Did
enough
they-
that you
Did
forgot?
they date more than once?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who died? Who didn't die? If you didn't die, damn, you impressive.
yeah,
Because technically, even Matt died.
Yep.
Because he had the rings.
and so yeah, it's the Vampire Diaries is for drama. If you want, I think some honestly really good storytelling that was in True Blood, but you have to be okay with a lot of blood.
Mhm.
Like Mel
Gore.
Brooks' buckets of blood when the
Sometimes
The
yeah.
Shining,
Don't the vampires
blood coming out of the
blood when
elevator.
they die?
Yes, they blow up into a puddle of blood. Like
Yes.
they're basically blood bags that pop when they die, and blood everywhere.
Actually, it's
It
not.
really,
It's more
it
I've
is
done a
the
few of those
Shining
types of
blood
effects
elevator.
before.
Yeah, with sticky goo. Like they're blood bags with sticky goo. It's disgusting.
Isn't
And
there a
they also
scene
cry
where
blood.
Suki ends up with like a goop in her tits?
Yeah, you have vampire in your cleavage. Yep, I just finished that episode.
I said,
Pam.
I've seen clips, and I'm just like, Pam,
So you really have
I
to ask yourself,
barely know anything about you besides from fan fiction, but I love you.
yeah, you have to ask yourself, like, what do you want from this show? from a show, because if you're not comfortable seeing naked and half naked people, True Blood is not the show for you. If you want to
I'm
follow
Gen
him up with
Z.
Lafayette, who
To rewrite the glorious words of Shania Twain, if you're not in it for blood.
because the thing I love about True Blood is, unlike every other vampire show, they're not apologetic at all about being vampires. Like, none of them. The only reason people know that vampires exist is because a synthetic blood has come on the market called True Blood, what the show's named after. So they can be like, no, we don't drink humans. We drink the bottled stuff.
And they've come out of the coffin.
And they've come out of the coffin. And so everybody knows that there are vampires. And they have no qualms just being vampires. Like, there's no soul searching. There's no, maybe we shouldn't kill the people. It's like, he looks tasty. Like, it's.
Okay.
So,
But okay, so here's my biggest beef with the show is that there's a lot of mythical creatures that they could have included and they did not, and I ain't happy about it.
true.
But the best thing about the books is that she does have all of those characters in there, and there's a lot happening.
But can I just say, I'm glad the show ended when it did, and we didn't have to see the TV show's version of how the books of the end books.
What's the
Yeah.
first book called?
Dead After Dark.
Okay.
Should I reread
My library
them?
has it.
I love the book. I will say the first time I read the book, there is a love scene that happens fairly early in the book that I texted every female friend going, can I send you a picture of some text? And is that accurate? Because I needed to know. And apparently, if you're with the right person, yes. And I felt like I had lost so much of my life.
I need to know.
Libby does not have Dead After Dark.
Oh, they do on mine, but it's not available right now. I could put a hold on it. It's Dead Until Dark.
Yeah, Dead Until Dark. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Because they're all dead something.
Yeah. Should I reread the series? Even though I was so very angry about the way it ended?
The first couple books are so good.
Should I do that to
I
myself?
was told it was basically just vamp porn.
Um,
Like, several people are like, it's just vampire. You don't need
Okay.
to read this. But that was also when I was like a teenager.
there is a lot of dirty sex play in the books and the show. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of
I have some fanfic to send you.
there's a lot of blood and orgy.
If anybody questions if I can handle this, I have
Oh
some
no,
fanfic
no, it's
to
not
send
about
you.
can you handle it. I'm saying I'm not really saying that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of blood and sex in the books as well as the show. But I think that there are characters that are interesting and worth to me. This is the difference between porn and anything else. Like, I wouldn't even call it erotica because I don't think it goes as far as erotica should. But there are characters you actually care about and want good and terrible things to happen to to them depending on who they are. And biggest sin of the TV show is that Bubba is not in it.
Yes.
saying.
Why? Why? That was
I
a
pretty-
poor life choice.
They probably couldn't get the rights from the estate and they didn't want to get sued. That's my theory. But Bubba should have been in the show. He's not in the show. I love Bubba so
Who's
much.
Bubba?
Plug your ears for a spoiler. Anybody who doesn't want to know. 3, 2, 1. Bubba is Elvis.
I like how it's just like, no, don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I think we broke someone.
Yeah, it's actually kept as it's like half mystery for a while until they're like, oh yeah, this is true. This is how it happened, and you're just like,
I know when I read that part, I was
Yeah.
with my ex and I was like trying to explain it to him, but of course he hadn't read
yeah.
any of the books and he wasn't going to. And I'm like, but the thing is, and
That's
it's this person. Can you believe
that's-
it? Who's just like,
I'm so impressed with your guys' ability to continue this topic without saying this thing you just stated,
yeah.
and I'm very
yeah.
impressed and proud of you for that.
yeah, it's one of those moments because that's how I got Brian to read the books. Is I just turned to him and went, this person is a vampire in this setting, and he just went,
Excuse me?
I will. Okay, I'm reading this now, and like that was his into the books. Like once I told him that, because he's not as big into vampires as I am. Like I think I broke him because one of the first vampire, because he was like, "What's your favorite vampire book?" And I gave him Of Saints and Shadows because it's probably my favorite vampire book. And while he fell in love with Rolf and some of the other characters in there, the villain was a bit much for him.
I haven't read that one, so maybe I should add it to my to-read list.
The Shadow Saga by Christopher Golden are some of my favorite books. Book 2 is trash. I will let you know right now. It is terrible. It is the only good parts are the parts of the book that take place in hell. The rest of the book is trash. It thinks it's smarter than it is. It is not. It is not. It's not. It is
Would
not
you
as smart
like
as it thinks it
To
is.
know the thing I don't like about the book covers it's showing me? All of them are the actual book covers except book 2. Book 2 has the image of Tookie and Bill from the show.
That's weird.
If you go into into Goodreads, you can change the editions.
Well, it like on Libby.
Oh,
It's-
but if you wanted to see the original cover, though, you can go into into like details of the book, and it has editions, and you can pick the edition with the cover that you want.
But I will give the content warning for the Shadow Saga books. His vampires are very much his vampires. There is a lot of violence in these books. Much of it done by an extremely misogynistic villain in book 1 that is extremely traumatic to read and sometimes to watch. So content warning for anybody who cannot take reading certain types of violence, because between Hannibal and Father, they do some terrible things sexually.
About it.
Quite a few people. So I just feel like I should be like honest with that. Like there's some bad things, but Peter is my heart. Rolf is my heart. Like yes, all of him. Like they try to ruin him in book 3. Like Chris, you tried, you failed. I still love him. He's just more the Incredible Hulk than I originally thought, and I'm fine with that. But I rather enjoyed them.
I just realized I've only read the only vampire books I've ever read are Twilight and Marked. I think that's it.
I have read Twilight.
I own Dracula and I own Interview with the Vampire, but I haven't read them yet.
Ooh, I read Dracula. It was really good.
I love Dracula. You have to read Carmilla if you want classic vampire fiction. Queen of the Lesbian Vampires. Oh my god, I love her so much. And if you really want to have fun, there is a full cast audiobook of it on Audible. David Tennant plays the father in it.
Tennant.
Yes, me too. He voices the father in the book, and I am here for it. Really, really good audiobook version of it, because I may or may not have a thing set up to notify me whenever David Tennant does an audiobook.
Has anyone else read the short Second Life of Bree Tanner?
No.
So here's my controversial opinion. I think it is the best book that Stephenie Meyer has ever written. I think it's better, even though it is a Twilight short, I think it is better than all the other Twilight books.
I liked exactly half of one of those movies.
Of the Twilight movies?
Yes.
I haven't even seen them all.
I watched them all. I watch them all the time.
Okay, I took a lot of heat for not liking Twilight because I literally threw the book across the room when he saves her from being hit by the car in the book because I wanted her to die so bad. And I was so mad. I literally threw the book across the room when he saved her. And I was like, this is not a book for me. I am not going to finish reading this book. I am not here for it.
Here's my favorite vampire book. It is a standalone, which is something that I will never not regret. But it is called Sunshine. It's by Robin McKinley.
That sounds familiar.
And it is so good. It's one of my, I will always go back and reread that book. It's one of those.
All right, Carmilla audiobook is now borrowed.
I also have to say, if anybody's a fan of the How to Train Your Dragon movies, David Tennant reads the audiobooks for the series.
Ooh.
So that's why I've read all of the How to Train Your Dragon audiobooks, because
I've heard they're not much like the movies at all.
they're not like the movies at all. The movies divert. They get to the same place in the end. Like they begin and end at the same place. The middle's different. The road to getting there is very different. But I love David Tennant so much, and I love the movies. And when I found out that he was doing the audiobooks, I listened to all of them, and they're so good, and they're short. They really are kids' books. They're short.
I finished The Old Man and the Sea.
I'm sorry.
You remember how I joked about how I was probably gonna like it?
You did, didn't you? Well, you know,
We all have our problems, right?
watching an old man on a boat trying to get it up for a long period of time and being happy when the tentacle finally comes out of the water. I mean,
So I think that was the other reason that I liked it. One, I could not get that description out of my head, which I think made the book more enjoyable.
yes, it does. It does.
Actually. But then I also saw it from another perspective of him being both the young man and the old man at the same time, and having Alzheimer's dementia in some sort of way.
Mm.
And so from that perspective, I also enjoyed it.
So the moral of the story, kids, is if you want to enjoy Hemingway, don't read it as he intended. Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
I would. Yeah, no, if he just meant it to be an old man fishing, then no, thank you.
Yeah, they're so good. They're really good. I really like the story of the books. I do. It's really cute. It's really like I said, they are children's books, so come in with those expectations of like these are kids' books, but you can tell he loves them. Like he was part of the movie because he loved them, the books already, yeah, you can hear the love in his voice. Like, yeah, they're so good. And he does voices for the characters and like the whole thing. Like David Tennant, yes. I can't say anything else. Just yes. All of the yes. I am here for it. Alrighty. Since we've been talking through the 20 minutes that we normally would have sprinted because, us.
My bad.
Oh no, I don't care. Our audience actually went up, so maybe people actually care more about us talking than the sprints. I don't know. But we are going to actually do a race. And we spun the wheel again to see who we get. And purple dress, yes.
Strike me.
I might check out Magic Treehouse books with Libby because I'm that person at heart. The Magic Treehouse. One day I will read them all. My school didn't have them all, so I couldn't read them all.
Oh no!
I can't decide which orange one to pick.
Actually, I can see several orange ones to pick. So
I feel
we'll
like this
accept
is going
one.
to turn into roulette. Like we're just going to play Dabo, and she's just playing what would that be? Triple star? Because like I don't know any that are this color. Like that's fine. I take that.
Okay, I'm playing Go Fish.
Orange hair, blue dress.
Alrighty, let's get into this. I'm going to see how far I can get into this chapter, which I'm honestly like pushing off because I'm literally at the climax of the novel. If this chapter does not work, the entire novella is crap.
Oh no!
This is like everything has been leading to this moment.
It's fine. No stress.
And yeah, I expect all the rewrites. Anywho, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you have something to drink. Make sure if you haven't gotten up and moved around for a while, do that. Save your work, back it up, send it to a friend, send it to people that will be really, really bitchy with you because that's what makes the story better. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's get a unicorn. They're in a tight little line. Who? Oh, purple dress! Purple dress! Woohoo! I knew I felt something special, a magical connection betwixt the two of us. Oh my goodness. This is the moment where I try not to hide from my vanity. And hello, Glory. How are you doing?
Mwah.
Ah,
I
So-
hate it.
I finished the edits of chapter 10, and I feel really weird because even though I know what happened, I know why it happened, I know what it's leading into, like I know this story and I know like the next 5 books that are going to follow it, I'm still at a moment like when it happened, I just went, which to me is a good thing when your own writing makes you go, no, like you just and stop them like, no. Okay. Oh, okay, we're fine. It's not fine, but like, so I don't know if anybody else is gonna have that reaction when they read it, but at this point in my life, I don't know what else to do. Like this is like So yeah, that's what I did, and I'm still kind of at a moment of like like just I think it worked. Anywho, how did the rest of y'all?
Awesome.
So I'm only 38 pages behind.
Yay!
And
When you say behind, are you working on a deadline? Is this work for hire, or are you just being
Real
really
work
strict
or is
with
this
your deadline?
imaginary deadlines?
This is imaginary deadlines. I'm on a tight schedule here.
To nothing.
Well, I mean, if you really want this to be a tight deadline, I can turn on manager mode and just be a little bicha in your like DMs all the time. Like, do you have my edits done yet? Like, I can do that.
I,
Like,
You know what time it is?
I
Deadline
probably might need that.
do I need to be your J. Jenna Jameson? Like, does this need to be a thing?
I think
Sorry, Gloria's here. I'm thinking Spider-Man thoughts because of Monday. Um,
Hey, kid, you're doing great.
because so here's the thing. I want to get this edited so that it has enough time to rest so that I can do all the stuff that I have planned for June and July. I get to finish drafting my first camp project, which will be my longest work yet. But the bargain I struck with myself was this has to be done first, because otherwise I will just be like, I could just write another book and then I won't ever have to edit. Because that's how it works, right?
Tom is literally off camera chuckling.
I'm just saying, as you're
That
saying this,
knowing chuckle. That
Nia is just showing us all up in chat.
there's no such thing as a finished edit. It's an
Yeah.
illusion, my people.
Okay, can I just say, you will, if you get to the point where you think that, hey, we have achieved perfection, because I will say I did feel that way once in my life when I got to work with John, who was I've always said it, the greatest editor I've ever worked with, because he took idiot me and went, oh no, sweetie, let me teach you English, and like fixed me. Like, no, he didn't just like point out what was wrong in my writing, but explained why, so I wouldn't make the mistakes again in the future. He was a great editor, especially for someone at like my level of ability to have worked with. Like I'm indebted forever to him. But like we worked so hard to get those stories done, and I do not think that they are bad stories. I think they're the best stories I could have crafted at that point in time. I look at them, I look at my writing now, and I just want to rewrite them. I'm like, this needs to be torn down to the roots and rebuilt from the ground up. Like, oh, I see what I was going for here, but those words are trash.
I feel like my short stuff is the best stuff that I write. The longer it gets, the more convoluted and confusing things get. Like, don't let me have words.
Have all the words.
I think that this is a common feeling amongst a lot of us, especially those like me who started in short stories, Like, I feel like when I do long fiction, I'm just like, I'm just filling space here, aren't I? Like, none of this really needs to be here. And then, like, reviews come back in, and half of them are like, why did you put so much in here? And the other half are like, why isn't there more about this? I don't understand. And you're just like, you both can't be right. You both can't be right. I can't make. So, yeah, you have the words that you have.
I do need critical feedback. I do. I know that. I'm not going to get mad about it. Will I cry about it? Probably. Do I still need it anyway? Absolutely.
Let's normalize crying about feedback. Let's just normalize.
There's a reason.
Sometimes it's a good cry.
This is pure.
But I do want to remind you that sometimes your darlings don't deserve to die. And this is very important, because while you should never become that person that says to an editor, you just don't understand my vision, man. You need to understand if they understand your vision. Like, this is an oxymoron. This is a Zen koan of all writing life, because I have had editors that I've worked with in the past that had no idea what I was trying to do. And the versions of the stories that we finished together were terrible, because they thought I was writing, like, again, going back to my first book, they thought I was writing Asimov, and I was writing Edgar Rice Burroughs. Like, they thought this was like Ranma, and I'm writing Barzoom. Like, they really didn't understand what universe the story was supposed to be in. And I didn't see that until the book actually came out, and I realized they basically tried to fit my my adventures on Mars with all the weird people into this like cage of hard science fiction that it really did not like being in. And it showed. Like, that story was so strained and so forced because they didn't understand what I was doing. They saw science fiction. I'm pretty sure Isaac Asimov is the only science fiction writer they had ever read, because they quoted him a lot.
Oh no.
And
Nope.
like, that's not what I'm doing here. Like, I'm over here. Like, you're wanting this to be like 2001: A Space Odyssey. What I'm doing here is Star Wars. Okay. Very different worlds. Very different worlds. Like, we can consider them both art if we want to, but they're very different kinds. Like, so bear that in mind also, because I'm sorry, that experience has been a trauma on my career and my writing life, because I just thought they knew best and they were wrong.
Well, my sprint was lovely. I was catching up on Glory and Tom's interview. I'm halfway through it.
I just came back. It just ended, so I literally hopped on. I was like, well, first I was like, oh, are they still going? Okay, then I'm hopping in.
Barrett and I had the most glorious two shy queers not wanting to call the other one out moment in the DMs, when he was just like, so you're doing this anthology thing and you didn't even think to invite me? And I was just like, I didn't think I knew you well enough to invite you. like it really could have just like descended into both of us just texting the word girl to each other like 50 times.
Oh no, gifts. Just gifts at each other. Girl.
Like, yeah, like.
Well, I was not aware of that, and I was like, "Oh, are you doing the pride thing? Because everyone can do it, you know."
Oh yeah.
And Mary's like, "Yes, I am." And I'm like, "Oh, good, yeah." Because it's like, why are you not?
Yeah, he signed up, but it was one of those moments of just like, so I'm not good enough to be invited. And I'm just like, I didn't think I knew you that well. Like, just like,
I don't know who we're talking about. I'm about to throw it. I don't know who we're talking about.
I feel like now's a really good time to mention that I'll be tagging several of you in a tag video. So just, if I say your name, consider yourself tagged.
I have been tagged in many a tag video. So
if y'all don't like tell me I'm tagged, I don't know I'm tagged.
If somebody doesn't tell me something,
I try to like ping everybody, but also I'm bad at social stuff.
same.
I think what you do is you take your video link and you slip it in my DMs and you go tag.
Tag
Post
it.
the link.
I
Post the
will.
link and you just type tag. And then I'm like, oh, I've been tagged. just literally tagged me with the video. I better go see what this is about and start forming my strategy.
I'm
Or
going to do this.
I
Thank
want
you
you
just
to
need to pe-
we all
or-
normalize this as a way to tag each other. So
Yeah.
it's like you don't like literally let me know. Like this way I love about Instagram is they will tell you when somebody has typed your name in of that. Of like, oh, okay, good.
Or just
Yeah,
be
I know.
the coward that I am and be like, I don't know anybody who wants to do this. Tag.
No, but no. No.
I'm a coward.
You have- like if they love you, they should be prepared for you to drag them through the mud with you. Into tag madness. They should be prepared. Like, yeah, we all know that you're dragging us with you, but you have to like post a link into my DMs and go tag.
I just thought about something about somebody tagged me in something and I didn't. I'm like, my tag video is, I don't know how to do this. I'm not doing this, but tag, you're it. Bye.
The first time I got tagged on
The video.
Instagram story was like, I'm like, I don't know. I was tagged and I don't know how to respond to this. They probably think I hate them. They've never tagged me since, but and they have never talked to me since. And I'm like, I was too new on Instagram. I didn't know how to do the author tagging thingies.
My thing
Yeah,
is, if I get tagged a lot and I'm not on for a few days, and then by the time I get back, the story has expired and it just says, you were mentioned. Story has expired. And I'm like,
Doesn't that drive you insane? That drives me insane.
I just want to state two things for the record. Like,
Peanut
one,
Gallery has an opinion, by the way. Yes, Tom.
Knowing this group, and we all share a lot in common, let's take something that some writer in Hollywood came up with as another signal, and that is when you write tag or such, put in NNSO.
NNS.
NNSO.
Oh, NNSO. What's that for?
Non-negotiable social obligation.
Ah.
Don't leave me hanging, bud.
Yeah, like okay, Grayson has tagged me in stuff on Instagram, and it is only because I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do this thing. Grayson, did I do it right? And Grayson's like, okay, this is how you do it. And Grayson's having to teach me how to respond to tags, and I'm like, thank you, Grayson. I didn't know.
I just have
Tricking the young people into teaching their elders.
I'm gonna need a fellow young person to teach me.
Same. I don't know how to do Instagram stories.
I'm
I'm
going
just
to
saying.
need a digital assistant.
Okay, let's all pull our money together and hire Kat. How much do we each have to pony up to hire Kat to be our digital PA? Like, I'm
The
down for
The
this.
entire job would be purchasing gifts for people's stuff, remembering birthday parties, and telling me when I have stuff to go to, because I missed someone's housewarming party, and I like told my other friend, like, well, when there was like an engagement party that I had to go to, and I told my friend, I was like, call me and make sure I go to that. And then another one, and they never said anything. So then the next time I hung out with the friend who usually reminds me of stuff, I was like, when is that housewarming party? She was like, it was last weekend. You didn't show up. And I was like,
You were supposed to remind me.
Okay, in future, just tell people you're an honorary Dorset, and we do not recognize the authority of time. I christened you into the family.
I'm just gonna randomly show up out of her house and be like, here, I'm here to warm the place.
I've warmed your
I've
home.
done that because I realized, like, I'm so bad at dates. Like, I'd be like 2 weeks off, and I'd show up, and I'm just like, I'm here for the housewarming. I mean, that was 2 weeks ago. Is the house not cold? Like, what? Liquor. Do you want? Let's drink. Oh, okay. Like,
Slams a cacti
Do you
down on the
not want
counter.
this gift?
I tell you, I was once throwing a party. I can't remember. It was like it was like a holiday party or something. So this one person showed up 2 weeks early. And I was like, hi. They're like, hey, is the decorations out back? And I'm like, what decorations are you talking about? Like, for the party. And I was like, no, they're actually downstairs in the back room. I haven't put them up yet. Like, oh, do you need some help? Sure, if you want to help. We put them up. We started moving some stuff, I was like, sure, I guess if this is the only time they could come help me decorate for a party that's like whatever 10, 12 days away, sure. And so I put them up, and they're like, so I figured people would have started to show up by now. I'm like, for what? This is why people think I'm dumb, by the way. And I was like, for what? And they said, for the party. I'm like, which party? They're like, the party we just put in something. Like, oh, that is honey. That's not for like 12 days. And they're like, what? Why were you having me help you put up for 12? I was like, oh, I thought you were just, this was the only time you could help. And I was just trying to go with it and try to be nice. And I was like, it's great that somebody actually wants to help me, because no one ever shows up the day before to help me with the stuff. And they're like, there's a party I'm supposed to be at. I thought it was yours. Whose party? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's talk about all the mutuals we know, and we'll figure out what party you were supposed to go to that obviously wasn't invited to.
Find out what party you were meant to go to that
There
I
was
wasn't
literally a
invited
party 3 blocks away.
Oh my
that
gosh.
they were an hour and a half late for.
Oh, but at least they had a good story and an alibi.
So I just have 2 things to say to anybody who tags me on Instagram. Number 1, check my Twitter. If it's not full of me ranting about something, my mental health is not good enough for me to be on the internet, and I'm just not checking my phone. Number two, I stopped using Instagram stories because I thought y'all would be tired of all of my weird Papa Nihil and Papa 3 fan fiction that I just kept putting in there. And I was like, ain't nobody need this. Like, this is just like, who is this for? Who am I
Bold
serving?
of you to assume.
Bold of you.
So,
Don't you understand? IG stories are the modern version of the fire we test the gold with.
There we go.
like,
Friendship.
Yes.
Can you
I'm just
survive?
Did you go look at my story? You don't know? You didn't see my story?
how many times do people really need me to reshare that wonderful gif of Fire Ghoul thrusting his hips? I mean, like, like how many times do people really need to see that? Like, I just figured
At least once more, as always,
Ma'am,
Miss Swan.
Are you challenging me?
like that was just like my moment of like,
Yeah.
I'm here like,
How about
yeah, I know a lot about
Flash?
writing stuff. Oh, by the way, have you heard of this band? Like, I am not like, my job is not to promote a Swedish band that doesn't know I exist. So seriously, Tobias. I noticed somebody clipped the beginning of one of the covers I did of one of their songs to use for the beginning of one of their covers, and I'm so here for it. Though credit me, please. That would have been
Cite your sources. It's
your
the
sources.
thing good people do. I'm just saying.
like, I'm not litigious. I really don't care. I did it out of love. But seriously, like, I find it very interesting since I changed the key, the tempo, and the instrumentation that we had the exact same instinct that, you know, at the same time. Cite sources, sweetie. But, you know, I don't know what to do on IG that's not like, oh, did you see what Fo did recently? Like, it's amazing. Like,
But do that.
Yeah.
Also, food
Also, if anybody
pictures.
wants to tag me in those like get to know you better IG stories, I totally, now that I learned how to respond, I want to play the game. I
don't know
And-
how to respond to those. Someone's gonna actually.
I
like,
know
I'm
how
gonna
to
have to look
respond.
those things up and.
I don't know how to find them to start this train.
Can
But I know
you?
how I can help you with the
I
middle.
can learn things, and like once I've actually
Screenshots.
learned it and done it,
I can
do
I
it,
can help you with
but-
that.
Okay.
screenshots are usually the
I've learned
easiest way to
this
do it.
much.
I'm gonna be calling you.
It's just like we're just wandering around in the dark, going, oh look, wait, what is that? Was that your hand? Okay, hi, okay, you hold on to me. Now let's keep slowly shuffling.
this
find
way.
another
Each,
one.
each of us go
what
like
is
this. Take a step. Go like this. Okay. Another step. Go like this.
Well, we will get there. We will make a train. Like these author tube tags are fun, you know, to do like the IG story ones. They're fun to like get to know people. They're actually fun. Like you do with little gifts and stuff to get to know people.
How? What? How?
I'm just, can I
I
just
don't even
say,
think I've seen these. So.
What?
given that we're 11 minutes away from Laura's stream starting and I went to grab the link, the fact that I can now go to YouTube, type LA, and it goes Laura Nettles. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like you know me, YouTube. You're finally starting to know me now. Fix my.
I
music
just
tab.
go in and I put the cursor in, and the first thing is Devin cutting. Yes.
Yeah, same.
Nice. I like
Same.
it.
Like
I just go to my subscription list that's on the side of my screen. Scroll
I have
down
too
it.
many in there. It doesn't show
Oh,
the
I
ones
don't. I,
at the top.
Yeah, I just.
I am really bad at subscribing to people, so
so yeah. And I just have to say, I don't know if you're lurking because I know you do that sometimes, but there's a wonderful listener of the podcast who likes to point out all of my wonderful typos in my social media posts. And I have to say, I thank you when it's on IG because you can edit that, but I just get really self-conscious when it's on Twitter. Because
you can edit your tweets.
Post.
You can?
Yeah.
What? Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure that they tweeted at the beginning of COVID, if everyone wears a mask, we'll give you an edit button. And I was like, Twitter, first of all, that was evil and brilliant, but we're not good enough for this.
Because you used to be able to edit them, and then they took that away.
Wasn't that a fix cafefe?
Maybe. Oh, can you not do that
I
anymore?
don't have
Yeah,
a way
you
to
can.
edit it.
Yeah, you can't edit it anymore. If they gave it back, like, yay. But
No, I thought you could.
nope.
Like I was able to. I've done it.
Yeah, for
Oh,
a long
wait.
time, you were able to.
Maybe I edited a scheduled tweet.
Yeah,
You
that
can edit
no.
schedule tweets. It's true.
but
Maybe that's what I edited.
all right. So we are 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes away from Laura's wonderful stream, if I'm not doing the math wrong.
And I'm joining Laura.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
want to
safe
say
out
before
there.
we get
Tom's
into
going out. Bye.
outros. Bye,
Bye,
Tom.
Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I
If
like when you all in unison say it.
I waved. Like Tom can see me, says nothing.
You're up on the TV, so I think he could see.
So before we get into our outros, I just want to remind people awesomeness is coming. And yes, I have gotten all of the DMs. I will try to make an extended version of that, of that track. But yes, if you are wanting to take part in the Pride and Prejudice anthology that we're putting together, I am so excited getting to see some of the stories that people are coming out. A lot of people have started telling me the stories that they're thinking about working on. And I'm just saying, when you go to watch it, have a bucket of popcorn and a box of tissues, because some of these stories sound amazingly like funny and heartwarming, and others, I got to see a preview of one that a couple that people are working on, and I had to pull out my box of tissues because I got a little misty-eyed. And that honestly is the history of queer cinema right there. Like, we laugh, we cry, but through it all, we dance. So I'm very, very excited. You do not have to be LGBTQIA+ to take part. Allies are always welcome, because we really need people that understand that you stupid cis heteronormative queers, leather daddies, and drag is allowed at Pride. Because the fact that that's even an issue now, like, I get it. Like, that's why we always have two. Like, I know that some of these people are late to the party, but there's always two Pride events at least. There's the family-friendly one where everybody leaves their naughty things at home, and then there's the one that happens later where everybody brings the naughty things.
I kind of want to mix up the two
light
on
one.
purpose. Just out of spite now.
Like, I am so like know your history. Just Like, I'm sick and tired of leather daddies or why the straights don't like us. There are millions of reasons they don't like us. The leather daddies aren't even on the list. I'm sorry. They're just not. Okay. But yeah, we need allies as well. So anybody who is interested in taking part, please let me know. We have a Discord that we are not sharing the link to that publicly because, you know, trolls are a thing and we're trying to keep them out as much as possible. But anybody who is in the Discord can invite. So you can contact me, Jace, a lot of other people. Like, I am shocked at how fast this Discord grew. Like, it went from, hey, wouldn't this be a nifty idea, to like 20 some people, like, just like, yes, let's do this. And I don't even know what the number is now because I haven't looked in a while, but I know that quite a few others have been added. Thank you all so very, very much. And I am blind as a bat. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Right at the end.
Who's talking in the private chat? Oh. Oops. All right. Alrighty. So, Laura,
I'm sitting here dancing and I'm like,
I'm just so distracted by everything right now. I'm still all verklempt from the story I wrote. So, Laura, would you like to say anything before you run off to your thingamabobber?
My name's Laura Nettles. I have a channel called Laura Nettles. I had an anthology that I'm in with 2 stories come out today.
I'm just saying, like, know what to say. Pull up the book. Pull up the book. Yay.
So
Right
this
there.
one came out last month. This one came out today. So
Aren't they beautiful?
got 2 stories each. So come celebrate with me on my live stream, and Glory will be there.
Oh, hail Laura, the brilliant writer that she is. I can't wait till I get to look back at my life and go, I remember when. Because it's going to happen. It is going to happen. And if it doesn't, I'm going to make it happen. All right? Like, this is a threat, not a promise. All right? Like, everybody will know. All right? Like,
I do have Aragorn's sword, so I can arm you.
Ah.
But
There
it's
you go.
stuck in California. I can't get it across the Canadian border.
Aha. So
I have a funny story about weapons and Canadian borders.
They
I
took
can-
away my shuriken and my kunai and my screama sticks. Like, they took everything out of my martial arts bag when I had my stuff shipped up to Canada when I moved here. It's like, oh, okay, they're gone now.
Wait,
My-
you didn't get it back?
No. So all of my throwing stars were gone and everything.
My second sister, when she graduated high school, she saved up for this grand European tour, and she didn't think it out as well as she should have. And when she arrived in London, they found the boot that the knife she had in her boot for self-protection that U.S. Customs missed. And they just turned her around, put her back on a plane, and sent her home. They revoked her passport for trying to smuggle a weapon into the country.
Oh
So, yeah. Borders are weird, illusory things that maybe shouldn't exist so much.
I forgot I had a bottle of sesame oil in my duffel bag because I had gone to my sister's house. And she's like, "Do you want this?" Like, sure. And then I took it on the plane. And customs was like,
Like, oh my god. I
"Sesame seed oil? Okay, we're confiscating this."
I don't know how, but when I was with my ex-boyfriend, we took a trip to Niagara Falls and we stopped at the duty-free store on the way home, and he bought a thing of Cubans. And when we got to the border, we went with his mom, aunt, and cousin. It was his cousin's birthday. So me and her and him are all in the car. And we get to the border and they're like, you know, asking us the questions. How long were you in Canada? Blah, 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 blah. What was the occasion? Did you bring anything back? And his cousin goes, just souvenirs.
How you do? Alrighty.
And we got past, and they're like, and I turned around, and he was sitting in the back seat, and I go, "You are so lucky they didn't stop us randomly."
Any other outros before we let people go over to Laura's stream?
I'll do one.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I was like, oh my.
Can I get a quick? Here we
My
go.
name is Chandra Arthur. I have an AuthorTube channel where I make videos about reading, writing, and all things books. I post on Wednesdays and Fridays. I also do pop-up live streams on occasion, but you can find my podcast, Cultivated, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And yeah, that's it.
Gloria and I do the Coffee Bunny Crafters Cafe.
Tomorrow.
It'll be on mine, my Twitch channel tomorrow. It's twitch.tv/CatLeoWriting. Where the saga of Glory's crochet will continue.
The belt,
The belt.
the belt continues. Yes.
The belt will continue. I don't know what I'll be doing. I'm not very good at being creative on the Coffee Bunny Crafters Cafe, but I'm living a stressful life looking for a place to live, so I guess it's understandable.
Creative work.
I will probably actually be drinking coffee or booze tomorrow. Who knows?
Sounds like a party.
And
Alrighty.
then at 8 a.m. on Friday, 9 a.m. on Friday, I'll be on Zara Hoffman's channel.
Nice.
Guilt Works. And no promises that I'll be coherent.
Alrighty, because it's time for Laura to go over and get started. I don't want to keep you all anymore, so in honor of Cat Leo, I'm just going to say, here's your lettuce. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.